Hey everyone, it's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a layout for the Cut Shop design team, and I'm going to be using this freebie Friday cut file called All the Heart Eyes. I will leave it linked down below if you're interested. Like I said, this is one of the freebie Friday cut files from a few weeks back. So if you're interested in it, click the link and you can download this cut file for free. And I'm going to be using the new Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection called Happiness. I got this from my little scrapbook store, and I will leave it linked down below. They are in the US, so if you're interested in this collection, they still might have some available. So I will leave it linked down below for you. I love this collection. I love everything Cocoa Vanilla Studio. So I try to get it when I can. I was very happy that they did have it here in the US. So here's a look at the papers. I did buy the collection pack, which comes with 2 papers and then 2 of each papers and then the 6x12 sticker sheet. And then I added the ephemera. I am going to send one of each paper to my friend Sandy. And then I ordered an extra 6x12 sticker sheet for her as well. So I'm going to send that to her. I'm just going to quickly go through the die cuts that come in the ephemera pack. Beautiful florals, like watercolor florals. Just beautiful die cut pieces, and I believe there's like 54 pieces in this pack. Like I said, I will leave it linked down below if you're interested in this collection. Cocoa Vanilla Studio sometimes is hard to get in the US. I think my little scrapbook store is the only US store that carries them right now. I know Click Kits did do a NSD kit featuring this collection, but I believe that is sold out. And I'm not sure if they have individual pieces of this collection in their shop or not. If they do, I will leave it linked down below as well if you guys are interested. So just a bunch of fun die cut pieces. And I went ahead and cut my cut file out of some American Crafts smooth white cardstock. I've said it 100 times. It's my favorite cardstock to use when die cutting cut files with my Cameo. I love how white it is and how smooth the paper is, and it just cuts beautifully with the machine. There's a look at the cut file, and I thought that this time around that I would just use one pattern paper to back the file. And what I do is I go into my Silhouette Studio, bring up the cut file, select the cut file, and then right click on it, release the compound path, and then I will go in to the file and delete all the pieces of it that I don't want cut. And what this does is, this is after I cut the cut file, you know, the first time, cuts out just like that, like you see there. Then I go back in, release the compound path, and delete the inside pieces of the file. That way, when I run a piece of 12x12 cardstock through it, it'll cut out the perfect backing for the cut file. So that's what I did, and I'm going to use this colorful paper right here, and I'll show you what it looks like in the end. And then there it is right there. So all I have to do is glue it down and it's done. Super easy, super simple to do. I do always run a test piece of cardstock first before I do, you know, the final cardstock, to make sure that the backed cut file piece that I want cut is right, and then I got all the pieces deleted from the file so that they don't cut, if that makes any sense. I should do a video on this for you. If anyone is interested, leave a link and I will do the video for it. It's super simple to do. You just kind of got to just delete the little pieces of the file. A very intricate cut file, I guess, would be a little bit more difficult, but the words like this are very easy to go in and delete the little pieces you do not want cut. So I have a piece of white American Crafts cardstock here, and I did add gesso to this piece of cardstock because I know I'm going to do lots and lots of color to the background. I usually just do a little bit of color, sprinkle. This time around I wanted to do a whole bunch of color, so I made sure that I gessoed my paper really, really well, and I used a gesso from, oh gosh, I don't even know where it's from, but it was a white gesso. And I'm just going to add a bunch of color here. I tried to pick some colors that match the colors in the paper from the Happiness collection. So I'm just spraying it directly onto the paper, adding some water, dabbing it up. I do the packaging technique on using a few of the colors as well. And all these mists are from my stash. It's just various mists. Some are from Shimmers, some are Heidi Swap. There are some Amuse Studio sprays in there as well that I've had for ages. They are no longer, I believe I don't think they're in business anymore, but I still do have some of their products. And let's see, what else do I have? Heidi Swap. And I think that's it. That's all I use. So I just add, you know, the sprays directly to the paper. I'll do the packaging technique, and then I also just do some splatters of color as well. I did some pink and some yellow. There's some green, and then some different shades of blue, different shades of pink. Kind of looks a mess, but a lot of it gets covered up with the cut file, so there's just bits of color that peek out through the cut file once I have it placed onto the background. It's just kind of a mess. There's no, like, I don't know, perfect way to do this, or there's no thinking. I kind of just added color to the paper and it turned out fine, I guess. There is another scrapbooker that is awesome at mixed media backgrounds like this. Her name is Missy Whitten, and I will leave her link down below if you do not already follow her. She does amazing color mixed media layouts, and she is always posting the most beautiful and colorful and vibrant layouts, and I just love how she uses different mediums to create her background. So I'll leave her link down below so you guys can check her out. So there's all my color. I think I'm all done with the background, and then I will get started on the layout. I am going to use my Tombow Mono glue to adhere the cut file to the backing piece, and I just add it to the center of the cut file first, and I get that placed where I want it, and then I'll go back and do the top and the bottom of the file. This one is a pretty thin one. The lines are pretty thin, but it's not too difficult to use the liquid glue to adhere it. Once I get that all stuck down, I am going to pull out some foam dots and add the foam dots all to the back of the cut file. That way it adds some dimension to the layout, and then it's very easy for me to tuck things behind the cut file, like stickers and ephemeral pieces. This is probably one of my favorite collections that Cocoa Vanilla has released. I love how colorful it is. I love the images and the patterns in the papers, and the watercolor florals are so pretty. So there it is, all adhered together, and I've got my background and it's nice and dry. And I love how that looks. So I'm going to pull out die cuts that I want to use on this layout, and I'll kind of just place them there. I'm going to trim down my photo. It's a photo of my daughter. I have a ton of photos that I took of her for her 12-year photo shoot, I guess. And I did do a layout that was the photo was similar to this one, but she's got more of a her serious look going on, and then this one is her just cracking up and being her. She is one of a kind for sure, and she is always cracking jokes and laughing, and I've caught her. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but she was just cracking up. She was supposed to be being serious, and she probably just couldn't hold her laughing, so she started busting out laughing, and I snapped the photo of her in the middle of her laughter, and I love this photo. This is totally her. So I wanted to scrap this photo, and I did print it out in black and white. So I'm just going through and placing die cuts around the layout, kind of seeing where I want everything to go, and pretty much where I lay the ephemera pieces, I do end up keeping them there. A couple of them I switch around. Florals I change out, and yeah, but yeah, pretty much wherever I lay it, I end up keeping it there. I don't do a whole lot of embellishing with this layout. There's so much going on with the color of the background and the color in the cut file, and the cut file is so big, and my embellishing is pretty simple and easy. So now I'm going to pull everything off and then go ahead and add the foam adhesive to the back of the file. And I'm using these foam circles from Craft that I picked up at a Cherry on Top. I'll leave them linked down below if you're interested. And I make sure that I use every bit of foam adhesive that is on this. So once I do use the circles, once I pop the circles out and use them, whatever's left, I'll end up just cutting it up into strips and using that on the file as well, so nothing goes to waste. I'm going to use the same piece of paper that I cut the backing for the cut file on as kind of like a mat, and it'll kind of flatten out my paper as well. So the white cardstock, I did cut an inch off the top and the side so that it was smaller than a 12 by 12. Added a whole bunch of tape runner to the back of the white cardstock, and now I'm going to add it to this happiness paper here from Cocoa Vanilla Studio once I cut off the branding strip. And then I kind of did an oopsie moment here once I stick this down, forgetting that that center piece was gutted out of the 12 by 12 paper, and I have all this tape runner adhesive on the white one. It's going to stick to my table, which is fine. I was able to pull it up without it ripping, but it was a struggle. I had to carefully do it here. It just looks like I'm like ripping it right off, but the video is obviously sped up. It did take some time to pull off this cardstock from my desk. So then I just flip it over, grabbed a piece of copy paper from one of my printers and covered it up just like that. Good. And now I'm going to start gluing everything down and getting everything placed back where I had it before. I know that I want the photo tucked in right here. So then I'm just going to stick it where I want it, and then grab one of those foam dots from Craft and stick the photo down. I didn't add any layers or anything behind my photo. I just left there's like 2 white strips on the side of the photo. That was just from the photo paper. I just left the 2 sides a little bit longer than the top. And I didn't add any layers of pattern paper behind the photo. There's so much going on with color, with the background and the cut file, that I didn't think that it needed anything behind it. So now I'm just going to go through and tuck different die cuts into the cut file and around the cut file. I love doing this with the big words and the big saying cut files like this. I love to tuck flowers behind them or like peeking out around. I love when there's like different leaves and stems and things like that in a die cut pack. So I love to use those as well around the florals or tucked in around the words of the cut file. So here's one of the floral cut files, or not cut files, the floral pieces from the die cut pack, and I cut it in half, something that I do often. And I'm just going to kind of stick it in behind the letter A. Pulling out some epoxies from Scrap and Happy Studio, and I had this little heart that went well with the pinks in this collection, so I kind of just tuck it in there by the floral. And then just continuing to add the embellishments around the layout, popping them up with foam around the layout. And then I also used my Tombow mono glue to adhere the butterflies and then some of these leaves. That pretty much finishes up the layout. I don't think I add any, I don't do any journaling to this layout. And sometimes that's okay. I don't always add journaling to my layouts. I just stuck down that epoxy flare there with some tape runner. If you ever purchase the Scrap and Happy Studio epoxies, make sure not to use any wet glue on them. You want to use a tape runner or a foam dot or a glue dot. So I'm going to pull some of the stickers from the 6x12 sticker sheet and then add those to my layout as well. And that pretty much finishes up finishes it up. I hope you enjoyed this layout. It's a little bit more colorful and more mixed media than I normally do, but I think it turned out great, and I love how bold everything is, and the colors are gorgeous. So thank you so much for watching. I will leave everything that I use linked down below if you're interested. I do use some affiliate links, so they don't cost anything extra to use, but if you do use them, thank you very much. I do earn commission off of those links if you purchase anything from them. So thank you guys so much for that. And I will catch you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.